wanna be bad.
You're listening to the Showgirl Society with Tia Carrera and Stella Stallone.
I want to be bad.
I want to be bad.
Sometime.
We are back.
We're back. Ep 2.
Ep 2. What are we doing?
Well, Stella. Formerly Stella Rose.
Yes.
Now Stella Stallone.
Yes.
I'm going to interview you because what I would love is to get to know you on a very deep and personal level.
Yes.
And I want our audience to get to know you as well.
Yeah.
Because do we really know the real Stella?
I don't think you do. You might.
Maybe.
Not them.
Okay. So let's start. Can you please tell us who you are and a brief history of your stripper showgirl journey?
Mm-hmm.
And then we'll deep dive.
Okay. So my name is Stella Stallone, as Tia just said. Previous Stella Rose, but it was too basic for me, so I leveled it up. I am 27 years old. I have been in this world a very short time, not very long at all. So my history is I'm a country girl born and bred in New South Wales. I grew up in the middle of nowhere until I was about 16, and then I moved to Albury-Wodonga with my family. I finished school, worked a couple years, and I was like, I want to be a dancer. I was a dancer my whole life. I did like ballet, tap and jazz on a Monday afternoon. I then eventually, when I moved to Albury-Wodonga, did more types of dancing. I've danced my whole life. I did a company. I was with a company for a while. I competed a few times. Don't really like competing in the dance world instead.
Why?
Oh, they're just. I feel like it's very much you have to fit into a box in dance competitions. It's like in your 3-minute show dance, you must do this many pirouettes, this many jumps, this many floor tricks or acro things, and it's like, where's the creativity? So I feel like there was lack of creativity in that world, so I didn't really like it.
Fair dues.
Yeah. And then I auditioned for a full-time dance school in Melbourne. I auditioned in 2018 and I got into Transit Dance Performing Arts in Brunswick to do a Diploma of Performing Arts in Elite Performance. So that was full-time dance. I danced Monday to Friday, 8 till 4 every single day. We had 2 hours of theory class a week. It was the easiest theory.
Oh, that's so good.
Wait, no, that's a lie. 1 hour of theory a week. It was 1 hour on a Thursday morning. So it was a very theory-wise, such an easy course to do. Best course ever. That is living the dream, dancing every single day. And they always said to us you'll miss dancing every day, in the depths of winter, it's term 2, your body hurts. They're like, you'll miss this. And I'm like, no, I won't. Yes, I do. So then I graduated right at the end of COVID in 2020. So that was a pretty shit second year. It was a 2-year course. Second year, going from dancing in a studio every day to dancing in my garage to still do everything I needed to complete my course. And then I moved into working in nightclubs after. I did podium work, freestyle dance there. I danced at a few events. I started an entertainment company mid-COVID, and then I had to close that entertainment company because someone stole all my costumes off me. Yes.
What?
Yeah, they broke. So in my apartment building, they broke into my storage cage that I had. I had my costumes in a suitcase. Nothing saying costumes here. Nothing like that. They broke in. They broke the lock, broke in, tried on some costumes, mind you, before. And then stole some. They left like the most scrappiest bits and pieces. Like I had nothing left. So I was like, all right, maybe it's not for me. And it was a lot of work and I wasn't done being the main attraction, if you know what I mean.
Do you think that was somebody who knew that your stuff was in there, or was it a rando stranger?
I think it was a rando. But
what,
also,
trying on your sequin brasiers?
Yeah. And my
How
like,
bizarre.
it's so weird, but there was a few storage break-ins. Not had a lot of luck in apartment buildings.
I was going to say.
Yeah. We'll get to
You're
that.
a magnet. For theft.
For theft. So, yeah. And then I was a bartender. I was a booth manager in a nightclub and I really love working at nighttime. I love the night scene. It brings out the best people and the worst. There's some weird people out there. And then I had an opportunity to come into dancing as a showgirl, and Beck and Tia picked me up not long after that opportunity arose, actually. And now I'm dancing at the men's gallery every weekend as a showgirl, living my actual dream, because all I wanted to do. The thing about the dance industry is, like, I feel very lucky I have the job that I have because people know me for a person and an individual as Stella and not some backup dancer that will never get their name in lights. And I think the dance world is similar to school, where you do your time at school at full time and the only option they ever give you is audition for a cruise ship, get on a cruise ship. That's all you have to do, get on a cruise ship. I hate the idea. I hate cruise ships, never been on one. I hate the idea. I hate the audition process because they will audition you at 8 a.m. and you'll be up against 200 other people and you'll do your audition and you think you did well, but you won't find out until a couple of days later that they were typecasting and you were the complete wrong type. So they could be looking for a...
They should just say.
They just don't. They really...
We're looking for a tall, mixed race man.
Yeah.
Why are you there?
Yeah. Or like, we want a platinum blonde,
Yeah.
5'5" height girl with a waist this big. And then I'm standing there brunette 5'2". Like, you know, like it's just...
it makes no sense.
It's really like weird. And then even people I do know out on cruise ships now, go off, love them. They're doing very well. But they are on those cruise ships for months, years at a time, no holidays, cramped little spots. And I think I've just got the better job. Because
Bear with me. I'm just going to put my phone on Do Not Disturb. I have this paranoid feeling that
True.
someone might call me.
True.
Okay.
So yeah, I've got an amazing job. I felt like I've always known I was going to be in the industry I am. Like even before I moved to Melbourne, I was like, oh, I must delve into this industry. I must, because I saw it as a quick money making tool. Obviously it can be like that, but there's a lot of sacrifice.
Did you ever watch any stripper movies and think, oh, I could do that? Like Showgirls or Striptease,
I think
Hustlers, which I hate as a movie, but
I only watched Hustlers very recently and I was like, that is just not great at all. No, I didn't. I did follow a girl on YouTube who was a stripper in somewhere in America and she was so real about it and so like she would take you through her day every single day, working how the club works. Like, and I even followed someone on TikTok as well and I was like, yeah, I really think I could do this. And it resonated with me. And then like going back to having a dance job, all I wanted was to be a dancer, a resident dancer in a club that does shows every weekend and gets paid for it. Like that's all I wanted. I didn't want this cruise ship bullshit. I didn't want that. I didn't want to go to America to live, maybe to train. But then I got a residency, I would say, at our club and I get paid to do shows every weekend. So that's living the dream, I'd say.
it really is amazing the setup that we have for ourselves.
Yeah.
We are very lucky. I agree. I think we're very,
Yeah.
very lucky.
So lucky.
So I want to go back to your name.
My name.
It's changed.
Yes.
What made you choose Stella Rose in the first place,
Mm-hmm.
and why Stella Stallone?
Okay, so the reason I chose Stella is because when it's a loud environment and people can't really hear you properly, I just wanted something short and sweet. Yeah, short and sweet that people can hear quickly and go, oh yes, and you're not repeating your name over and over again. Like, I love the name Valentina, but I'm like, yelling Valentina like 4 times is just like no one would understand.
Yeah.
And then
You don't want to go for something cliche.
yeah,
Candy.
yes.
Diamond.
Hennessy. I knew a Hennessy.
I know a Hennessy. She's a showgirl in Sydney.
Oh, really?
No shade, Hennessy.
No shade. Yeah, so that's why I chose Stella. It also translates to star, and I used to say I'm the star of the show. I sort of maybe manifested a little bit there. You say, yeah, star of the show, Stella, haha. And people always reference the Seinfeld episode of Elaine when she's high on like painkillers, and she's like, Stella. And I think that's hilarious, and I love it so much. And I love it when people are like, oh, you're too young for Seinfeld. Actually, no, I grew up watching it. So that's why I chose Stella. But then the Rose was just like, because when I moved into this club that we're currently at, there was a Stella there already. And because I had been in the showgirl scene for a little bit, our house mum gave me the option to keep my name because I had people who knew who I am, but just add a second name. So I added Rose. It was very like a quick decision.
Yeah.
Basic, you know.
So that is really typical. If you go from one club to the other and an existing girl at the new club already has that name, you have to change your name.
You
because they
have
can't
to
have
change
two
it.
of the same.
Exactly, which I totally respect. And I was just very, very grateful that our house mum gave me the option to do that and not say change your name, because your name really is your identity and it is your brand and who you are. And then recently with my winning of Miss Nude Victoria, I was like, Rose is just a bit too basic for me now, and I really want something that stands out and makes a statement and is strong and resonates with who I am. And Stallone came up because I am a fan. I look up to Sylvester Stallone, who is in all the Rocky movies. He developed the Rocky movies. My dad was a boxer when he was growing up. So obviously being the first daughter, I had to learn self-defense
Yes.
from my brothers. And so
From your brothers?
yeah.
Did they attack you in the home?
Yes. So I had to learn boxing, and I was just around it. I love watching boxing. I love watching like boxing matches, Friday night fights. It was always a good thing in our family home. So I was like, you know what, Stallone really goes well, and it kind of rhymes really well.
Why have you never done a boxing show?
Well, I had it in my head, and then someone has it as a idea for Miss Men. So
Yeah.
I might just wait for a couple.
Yeah. I guess
years.
the beautiful thing about our club is you can double up on themes if somebody else has one. No one owns a theme.
No one owns a theme.
I mean, I wouldn't do it in extremely close succession.
No,
but give
yeah.
it a few months and
Yeah, I might like, because I've got some ideas already, and that's always been in the back of my mind. But I think my first show, I didn't know what to do. So my first show was The Mask of Zorro, and I think that was a great one to start with because I didn't know how to make something spectacular. Like it's a good starting point. Yeah, but someone else is going to be doing a boxing show, so I might give it a year.
Yeah.
And then see how it goes. But I've always wanted to do one.
That's fair.
Yeah.
So I do have a question of what is your first show? So let's
Yes.
talk about Zorro.
Yes.
And I will give a bit of a backstory. I went down to watch Stella in this competition. I mean, not specifically because I didn't know who she was, but I went to watch the competition and I saw Stella do this show. And there's a moment in it where you do a couple of I mean, from my untrained dancer eye, I think it's ballroom steps.
Yeah, something like that.
You just go, and when you did that, I went, oh my God. I went, she's a trained dancer. She's a dancer. I can see it. And because you only did it for like 1 second, I was on the edge of my seat like, why isn't she doing more? Because clearly to me, you looked incredibly talented. But I mean, I don't know who choreographed this show, but I don't think, knowing you now and even seeing that one step, you were not doing the moves that you are capable of doing, and that show did not highlight your abilities.
I completely agree. And I think it comes from a place of being like learning to choreograph a showgirl show is completely different to choreographing a dance I would do on a stage somewhere else.
Yes.
Yeah. And then, so when I was doing it, I had all these ideas, but I was sort of slotted into the idea of you don't have to feel all the music, and it's not a dance, it's a show, which at that point I was like, what? I don't get it. It's the same thing, right?
Yeah.
But I was sort of trying to like learn how to do the exotic, sort of have that element in, but also showcase my talents. And I just didn't, it was really hard to do. And I didn't think I had the right guidance either.
Did you choreograph it?
I had like my trainer, I only had one trainer.
We don't have to name names.
Yeah, I had one trainer like lay out the foundation of what she think I should do here and there and where. And then I sort of filled it in, and then they were like, change this, fix that, that's not working. So it's kind of like, it was like an up and down, like I did it in my bedroom too, because I only had like 6 hours or 4 hours at the club to train until I had to start paying extra for extra time. And it just was like, oh yeah, and I had to wear pleasers. Like I never had really danced in those before. Yeah. So that also made it a little bit harder. But yeah, I agree. It was a great start, but I can do so much better. Yeah.
What's your favorite show that you do now? Or tell us all of your shows that you have, and then tell us what your favorite one is.
Okay, so I have my Zorro one. I haven't done that in a while because obvious reasons.
Is the obvious reason that your costume is ugly?
Yeah. And the choreography could be so much better. It's so ugly. Also, on the costume side of things, I had no guidance. Yeah. I had no idea. No one gave me, like, where do I buy this from? What do I do? No, I had no...
I don't know if we can, like, put a photo or a video or something, but Stella's essentially wearing, like... She's gone to Kmart and she's gone to the menswear section. Yeah. And she's gone, I'll just get some black trousers and a black shirt.
Yeah, yeah.
Voila.
Yeah. And then it was like a cape, a Velcro button cape from Amazon, I think it was. But I was very proud of my hat.
Your hat's really good. Your hat. And your bra and G are really nice as well.
They were like from Cyrano. They weren't, that bra was like a normal bra. Not like a tie around the back. Yeah. Do you think they were nice?
But didn't you put some like swirly applique on it or something, didn't you?
No, it was like a Z and then like 4 rhinestones.
Okay, well I've misremembered what it was. I take it back. It was ugly.
It's not that great, guys.
But okay. Yeah. But that highlights when you have guidance, you can become something incredible. My God. And just because you start as maybe like subpar, as we all do, your growth is not limited. You can unlimited defying gravity reference.
Hope.
You can achieve greatness.
We've got to start somewhere, and I'm so proud of my Zorro show. I love it. I'm actually going to be reworking it sometime in the future. But the guidance really helps when you have a good community around you to help
Yeah. So you've got Zorro.
I've got Zorro.
What else?
I've got my Burlesque Diamonds show, which is featuring, when you compare these two costumes, featuring a costume made by Tia, it is a bra and G with rhinestones all over it and pearls. Like, it is just rhinestone and pearls, and that's all you see, and it is amazing. I never want to let that costume go. And then I have a just casual, like, cowgirly fun one that I do here and there. And then I have my title winner, Mr. Worldwide Pitbull, where I got a makeup artist to put a bald cap on me for the competition.
Yeah, so let's talk about this show. It was Miss Nude Victoria.
Yeah.
And we said, yo, Stella, what theme do you want to do?
Yeah.
And you said, I want to do Pitbull.
Well, actually, I didn't even want to do Pitbull.
What did you want to do?
So Ryan, our house dad, and I love Pitbull. It comes from my Zorro show.
Yeah.
And he's like, you should do a Pitbull show. I'm like, haha, funny. And then he's like, no, seriously, it'd be so cool. I'm like, you know what? If Beck says yes, this is going to be like just a piss take show, just like a filler show to do when I don't want to do another show. And then told Beck, and Beck was like, yeah, of course you can do a show like that. Cool, amazing. 2 weeks later, she goes, I think you should enter it into Miss Nude Victoria. And I'm like, what? That's like the most glamorous, like that is like the most, that's a title show. Like that is something that is the best. And I'm like, how am I gonna, I was just gonna not even wear a ball cap. Like I was just gonna put a suit on and just dance around. And then I thought, wait, I can like do something really good with this. And I can really make it spectacular. And then Beck mixed the most amazing combination of all his songs.
Iconic.
Like not even all his songs. We couldn't even fit them all in. But the way that the songs are set out is just unreal. And then I was like, okay, I'll wear a suit. I'm going to get a bald cap fitted because that's the way it has to be.
He is a bald man. You have to.
He was a bald man. I'm not cutting my hair off. So I contacted a makeup artist who came in and did it on the night. And then I'm like, okay, what do I wear underneath? Like, obviously I wear a suit. I got a bra and G underneath. So I was like, I need Mr. Worldwide's face printed on my bra and G. And then I had booty shorts that said Mr. Worldwide on the booty. And I just think that's just so iconic. And
one of the best things is when you rip open your shirt and you see the audience go, oh, when they realize.
Yes. I think that's so funny. And it was the best night of my entire life. I had a few of the girls come on for a moment to be my girls because he always has girls around. And I ripped my bald cap off and away I went.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think a show like that, and this is something we can talk about when we go into the like how to create a show poddy, but that's a really risky theme to do. And you're very brave to do it. And there are very, very few people who could pull it off. Yeah. Because it's so niche. And let's be completely honest, you look ugly when you go on stage in a bald cap. You're dressed as a man. And the whole idea of us being strippers is that we are sexy and appealing to men. That's the point. So to go out on stage as a man to a load of straight men, I mean,
I was shaking.
Congratulations, because it could have, you could win, or you could have lost horrendously because they could have gone, what the hell is this? So that is just a testament to how well you can carry that.
Thank you.
And what a great job you did.
Thank you.
Because you can put somebody else doing that music, that costume, that show, and it probably wouldn't have gone as well as it did. So it's you that made that work.
And you know what? I was shaking in my boots in the change room while everyone was doing their shows. I was third, I think. And I was standing there and I'm like, what the fuck am I doing? This is the stupidest idea. I'm like, why am I a man? Oh, we had Medusa, we had a postman, Steve was a postman. What else did we have? We had Tomb Raider,
like a Canadian Mountie.
Yeah, we had all these like really beautiful like You could see it was just like
Glamorous women.
glamorous women. And I'm standing there in a ball cap in a suit.
Baggy suit.
About to go up on stage, and I was standing there and I'm battling. Up until that day, I was so confident. I'm like, I'm going to place. I was really confident. That day, I was like, what the fuck am I doing? And then the other little voice in my head was like, Beck and Tia would not let you do something if you couldn't pull it off.
No.
They wouldn't let you do anything stupid. They wouldn't let you be out here. I'm like, I even said to myself, I'm like, Tia would do something like this and she would own it. And I'm like, okay, I've got it. But then, oh my God, I don't think I've ever been that nervous. Standing on stage, I was standing by stage. There's a video scout go with me. I'm like, and I walk up on stage, and as soon as the music hit, I wasn't nervous anymore, but I was trembling. Yeah.
My favorite part of that show is when you've taken your jacket off and you're in the shirt and tie and still got your bald cap, and then you go over to the pole and you start like body rolling, grinding on the pole, and you're like stroking your bald head. I just thought
it is
that is the best thing I've ever seen, because even though you are dressed like a man, it's so sexy the way you're moving your body. It's like,
you're confused.
Do I like it? She's a man. But the audience were on fire. They loved it. They could not get enough of you.
I think that point when I do take my jacket off, even when I do it week to week, by that point, they are into it.
Yeah.
They are getting it and they're understanding it, because I think I start to move sexily.
Yeah.
But there's some awesome photos of me just at that pole just then. I love them.
Yeah, so good. I will say as well, we'll go back to your burlesque show. I want to tell you a story that I don't necessarily know I've told you this story before. I'm going to tell you about yourself.
Okay.
So when we were doing burlesque, I said to Beck, I just don't think burlesque is going to work. Like, men don't like it.
It is hard.
Men think it's shit. And especially a song like Diamonds Are a Girl's Best Friend.
Yeah.
It's a song that women want to listen to and dance to. And I said, I just don't know. And then we did our first training session, and it was the worst training session ever, because we both just sat there and we were like, I don't know what to do. And I said, do you want to choreo this like by counts of 8? And you went, no, I just want to map it. And I was like, okay. So do you want to like do this here? And you were like, oh no, I think I'm gonna just do this instead. And we spent 2 hours just sitting there basically staring at each other. And I called back and I was like, I don't know about this. Like, honestly, I felt like it was pointless me being there. She didn't do anything I said, and I felt like, what the hell? And then the next session you came in and you basically had choreographed the whole thing. I actually had tears in my eyes when you were when you would, oh my God. When you did the thing where you're like, that bit, I was like, and I called Beck and I was like, Beck, she's so good. Like, she's amazing. Beck's like, are you serious? You fucking hated her last week. And I was like, I know, but she's so good.
Oh my God, Tia.
And it's really special to see the progression and to see someone who, like, you didn't need me and I was just there for furniture. So it was really nice to have that moment where I felt like you were an established showgirl, because people can spend a really, really long time being desperate for guidance and really in need of guidance. And at that moment I was like, she doesn't need us. Like, she's so good. That was very special for me.
Oh, thank you.
Anyway. Whatever. Okay, tell me, what are your goals in the industry?
My goals.
Short term and long term.
Short term.
In the next 12 months, you want to?
Okay. In the next 12 months, I want to travel for work, which we're already achieving. That was on my list. And then 2 days later, you said to me, do you want to come to Adelaide? I have a checklist. I have a 2025 checklist to do. And it was like travel for work. Literally 2 days later, do you want to come to Adelaide? Yeah. And then I want to compete in Miss Nude Australia, Miss Firm, and Miss Nude Victoria again. Would love to help out up and coming showgirls better themselves so we can like filter in some more talent, help them find their talents, or be a bit more of a mentor for those up and coming girls.
What about in 5 years?
5 years. I haven't thought about 5 years. I still want to be doing shows. In 5 years' time, that'd be like 8.5 years for me. So I would probably, I would like to go overseas. I don't know where. I'm really thinking on the spot right now.
To dance overseas?
Yeah, or to teach, or I don't know, probably I would love to stay at our club and be more involved in our club and sort of be that guidance person like what you're slipping into now. I would love to, like, I don't want to leave ever. So I'd love to just help out in that way, be a choreographer, and that's all I do, or still do shows every weekend, or I definitely, like, right now I've hit my career point in my career, like what I've ever wanted to do. So I'm just going to sit in it for a very long time, I reckon. Yeah.
So speaking of doing this for a long time, that's so achievable as long as your body is holding up.
Yeah.
Is your body holding up?
Right now? No.
How you going, doll?
Very sore today, actually. No. I've come across
You've had a few injuries.
I had a few, well, not full injuries, thank God. But strains, hip, which I've never ever felt before. I think it is just from the positioning of ourselves when we're kneeling or sitting on someone.
Yeah.
I think that's where it's come from for long periods of time, and not stretching. Like at the start of my career, everyone's like, make sure you stretch. I'm like, whatever. Yeah. Regret that.
Yeah, regrets.
It's just like tightness in the hips, which with massage and stretching and even going back to Pilates now has helped a lot too. I think weightlifting and doing the wrong weightlifting was what made it worse as well. But other than that, I think adjusting to night shift takes a long time.
Yeah.
But right now, I don't think I've ever woken up easier in the morning than in the past year.
Yeah.
I think waking up is easier. Going to bed, probably not so much. That's next goal.
Yeah.
But night shift. Yeah.
It's really hard.
Really hard. But I love night shift.
Probably physically this job is okay. If you're a fit and active and healthy person, it's fine. But mentally it's hard. And maybe not for the reasons you might think, like dealing with the customers, whatever, that's all fine. But honestly, the sleep is really, really difficult to manage because you're trying to stay awake on the weekends, but then you don't want to stay asleep all through the week because you want to still live your life and see some sunlight. Yeah. And it can be hard to change between the two.
Yeah.
So I so get that.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, let's have a look. I've written a list of questions here.
A list for me.
What about, what's your go-to lap dance move? How do you give a dance? Do you have the same routine?
I do the same routine. Calling myself out here. Same routine since the start.
Yeah?
Since maybe like 8 months in.
Yeah.
It's been the same. It has been the same. And I can make it a long version or a short version.
But it's doing the same moves in the same order, just slower.
Yeah. Yeah. Might add a couple like tricks in between. But my go-to one. Probably when I sit far away. Actually, no.
Just across the room.
No. When it is late at night and I'm facing away from them, I can just close my eyes for a second. That's probably my favorite. Even at the start of the night, and I can like check the time and like planning the night.
Yeah, because you've got to check the time.
You've got to check the time.
But you've got to do it discreetly. You can't be like, so anyway.
Yeah, no.
It's rude.
It's so rude. Like, even yawning, I try to yawn over their head. Like,
Yeah.
But yeah.
I've mastered yawning while smiling. And I'm like, like, they probably think I'm deranged.
Oh, my God.
I yawn a lot.
Yeah.
So I've got to
You've got to hide it somehow. I think, just being facing away. Sometimes you just got to go and just,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where's your favourite location in the club to give a dance?
In those little cubicles upstairs.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I love a cubicle.
I like the ones that are in the middle, those cubicles that are in the middle, because you can grab on either side of the top.
Yeah.
The ones that are against the wall, you've only got one side to grab. But
I
the ones
normally,
in the middle.
when I'm like that, I grab like the one in front of me and the one to the side. And then sometimes you'll like grab like the other dancer's hand and you'll just have a moment. Like,
little fingers. Yeah. They're always a bit weird because they're probably one of the most private places because it's one-on-one.
Yeah.
But then when the waitresses stick their heads in and you're like spread eagle and your flaps are out and then the waitress is like, can I get you guys anything?
Yes.
It's giving Regina George's,
yes,
can I get you
Mum.
guys a condom?
Yes. That I love, same thing, but I will have my foot down someone's throat. This has happened a couple of times. I'll be like this, and then she'll be like, "Do you guys want anything?" I'm the only one that hears it.
And he's like,
I'm
"Ooh."
like, yeah. I'm like, no, thank you. Or at the start of the night, it could be like 11 o'clock. I'm the only one in there with my customer, and there'll be 3 of them in 7 minutes that come past. And like, do you want anything? We're seriously having a conversation right now.
Yeah.
That's one thing that really annoys me. Like, I know they're just doing their job, but just communicate.
Yeah.
Have you checked them? Yeah, I have. Okay, great.
But I will tell you, they never used to come into lap dances. That is a new thing. That is a post-COVID thing. They never, ever, ever would come to the lap dance areas. They'd go to VIP.
Yeah.
But that always used to be a selling point of VIP. Oh, it's waitress service in there. But yeah, now they come into the lap dances, and I don't know, coming from like, I was before COVID. So coming from that, where it felt like a lap dance was quite private and intimate, now you're interrupted every 5 seconds. It's just different.
That's such a good point.
It's very different. So I wonder why that changed. I have no idea. But post-COVID, do you have any other pet peeves? Give us your biggest pet peeve.
My biggest pet peeve.
You did tell me one before.
Oh, I've got another one.
I've got so many.
I've got a few actually. I'm a pet peeve queen. My pet peeve is when there is the most mixed matched aesthetic, would you say? About an outfit. Now, you can be a bikini girl or you can be a lingerie girl, but they are 2 completely different looks. And when you get to the point of putting a look together, they don't really go together. What I'm getting at is when you have a really like small fishnet stocking lace top with a bikini, it's giving what are you trying to do?
Yeah, so like a lingerie stocking with a party girl bikini.
Yeah. And it's
it's 2 different vibes.
Yeah, it's like fluoro green or something. But if you're wearing those like big fishnets, like really classic, I don't know, stripper, I guess.
Yeah, like the real slutty ones.
The real slutty big fishnets. Then you can wear your bikini because that's the same vibe.
It's probably the lace top
I think
that makes the difference.
Yeah, it's the lace top. Yeah. And then another one is like, when there's no like spatial awareness in the change room, like not in our area, but like, why is your bag on the floor in the middle of the walkway?
Why?
Oh, it's killing me.
You know what? I'm going to call out those girls that sit down the back mirror.
Yeah.
Their bags are all over the floor, and also they pull out their chairs and they leave their chairs so they're completely blocking the walkway.
Yeah.
Oh!
Yeah, it shits me.
It's so annoying.
Yeah.
Move your shit.
There used to be these 2 girls previous lifetime where the change room where I'd be getting dressed was very small.
Yeah.
and it would be very busy. And I would have my stuff set up in a very small little section, just my essentials on the desk and my bag underneath, like a good person I am.
Mm-hmm.
And they would come and dump their shit on top of it. Like, I'm not talking their stuff, like their whole bag would be on top of my stuff. And I remember this one time, I was so angry because it was such a shit night. And I was just like, I need to get dressed for my show. My stuff was in my bag and they were sitting at my spot. And it was always me. Don't know why.
Yeah.
And I was like,
They saw you as weak.
yeah. I was like, I'm sorry, girls. I got to like get my stuff for a show. And they, instead of getting up and moving like any normal person would, they just like moved their legs to the side.
Oh.
And I like tried to get in and bend down to get my stuff. I'm like, I'm sorry, girls. I've got a show. I need to get dressed.
Yeah.
And they just like sort of rolled their eyes and shoved their chair backwards. So I ended up getting dressed in the middle of them, sitting there. Oh my God, the spatial awareness, social cues. Like,
I think that's what I like about our booth at the club is on Friday and Saturdays, it's like unofficially reserved for showgirls.
Yeah.
And we can be all on top of each other and that's fine because we know each other and we're all really close.
Yeah.
But if there is a non-showgirl in the booth, it does feel like, oh, they're a bit in the way.
Yeah.
And you just don't feel comfortable leaning over them and
Yeah.
grabbing your stuff and
like just throwing your shit anywhere because we throw our shit and we run. Like, we have wet hair, we've got to dry it. Like, it's chaos.
It is chaos.
But it's
in the booth.
organized chaos for us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure. This is a crazy question.
Oh my God.
Who is your biggest competition at the club?
I don't like competition.
Really?
I don't like comparison, and I don't like, because I was always in my dance days, I work hard, but I never got the opportunity, and it was always given to like people who were like spoon fed.
Yeah.
So a lot of spoon feeding in my days. And so I don't like to compare myself to them. This is a mature me thing. This has only been the last 5 years. I've figured it out. But I don't like competition. I think if you see someone that's doing something amazing, take it in a good way and go, oh, that's a good thing. I like that, or I like what they're doing, and I aspire to be like that because I'm looking around the room and I see everyone's loving it. I'm like, oh, I want to do that. I take things from you a lot. Yeah. And I'm like, Tia does that. Tia looks really cool doing that. I aspire to be at that level. And I would never go, I can do that better. God, no. I could never. I don't. And I think in our sort of community that we have, we wouldn't have our community without each other's talents. Yeah. Like, you're amazing at the pole. You can do a backwards walkover. That's great for the team because we can put an acro thing in. Rosie can whack her feet on the ground behind her head. Amazing. We can put that in. And it's like, I wouldn't see it as a competition and I'm trying to outdo Rosie in her splits because I possibly could never. Yeah. But I think, okay, great. It's something I can aspire to be as. And I think, and it just feels like a safe place to do that. Yeah. And I don't feel threatened to go, oh, I need to be better.
So in a comp, if you come 6th, what goes through your head in that moment?
I would be like, I'd probably be very happy for the person who won. Yeah. I'd be, because hopefully I would have seen their show or seen what they've done or know them and go, all right, that show is amazing, 100% worth a win. Yeah. And then I would want to know what I could achieve or do better in, or what I didn't do as well in or wasn't liked as well. I think because that's an opportunity for a learning moment and not an opportunity to go, oh, well, I did this better or my foot was pointed better or whatever. Like, I think it really takes a lot of a mental strength to not go, well, I deserve better when you really don't, or you're not at that point yet. Yeah. Like, this year will be the first year I'm competing interstate. I might be at that level of the interstate girlies. I've never competed with anyone else other than my closest friends. So the idea of even placing is like completely far. Like, it's just like whatever happens, I guess. Yeah.
I think, in competitions, obviously everyone enters them because they want to win.
Yeah.
But if you don't, the worst thing you can do is get upset, get angry, go, it's rigged, or it's unfair, or it was the running order that decided that.
Yeah.
Because it's just not the case.
It's not the case.
And I think it's quite clear who the winners are in a competition. You can tell who the top are for sure, first, second, third. And sometimes it could go either way in that circle. But it's obvious who the top are. Yeah. And you can only look at those people and go, well, they were amazing and obviously the audience liked it. Yeah. But maybe like one year I'm thinking of specifically, this acro tricks girl won and the Latin dance girl came second. Yeah. And they were both so strong. Their costumes were amazing. Both shows were flawless. Yeah. But it was just clear that the judges on that day liked the tricks one. Yeah. But then the next year there were tricks ones in there, but the Latin girl won. So people like different things on different days. Yeah. And just because you don't win doesn't mean you're shit.
Oh God, no. Like,
but I think people think that. Yeah. People get like personally attacked.
They go straight.
Oh my God, they hate me.
Yeah, but they don't hate you because you can't forget the time and the effort and everything that you put into the show leading up to that. You cannot forget that that's changed you and put you on a completely different path. And like and you did something hopefully that you enjoy, like a theme that you really like, for example. You're like, I want to do this theme and I'm going to work on it to make it my best. And you did do that. And you cannot forget that when you get to that point of placing. If you don't place, cool. You can take that show and you can make it better. But the great thing about being a showgirl is that it is your show. You have complete control over it. And when you go back to the club or when you go back to work, you can do it however you want. You can make it better. You do it every weekend. And I think that's even better than like you win. Yeah, great. But you get to do it every weekend anyways. Yeah. Like, come on.
So true.
Yeah.
Tell me, do you have a favorite customer or a favorite demographic of customer you go towards?
I don't like the young ones. I mean, that's a lie. I have a couple young fans. They are very lovely. Think I'm their dream girl. Like, genuinely they do. And I love them for it. They're very sweet. But majority of the young ones, I'm like, oh, you just annoy me. I love our fans that are there every week and they don't expect anything from you and I don't expect anything from them. I just love to have a chat with them and they love to have a chat with me. They might throw me a couple tips and that's great. And they're just there for a good time and they'll always ask you how you are. I think they're probably my favorite and the ones that I go to. But when I'm trying to make money, I'm like, I'll take anyone, to be honest. Yeah. Yeah, I'll take anyone. But I love like the committed ones that want to see us and praise us almost every week. That is so sweet. And will organize time to come and see us and cheer us on and sit in the front row next to all the weirdos. Love that. I love it. Yeah.
I do love that. I love seeing those friendly faces just smiling up at you. Oh. And you're doing the same thing you've done 12,000 times before, but they're like,
Or I love when you hear them. Yeah. You can't see them yet, but you hear them. You're like, yeah, he's there.
And they have a really distinctive sound as well. Like you hear someone and you go, oh, it's him.
Yeah, I know exactly who you are. Yes.
Yes. Oh, I love that. All right, we're going to do 2 more questions. Have you made any big purchases with your stripper money?
I have. I bought myself a birthday present this year and I bought myself, it's right there actually. I bought myself a Prada handbag with a matching wallet and sunglasses, because you get to get the full package.
Yeah.
And
Complete the look.
yeah, exactly. So I bought that for my birthday because I'd been wanting one for years and years. And the night before I went to go get it, I was like to my best friend, do I really deserve this? Like, do I really? She's like, God, you've been thinking about this for so long.
Yeah.
I'm going with you tomorrow. We're getting it. I was like, okay. And yeah, that's my big girl purchase, and that's probably the only one I'm ever going to get.
Yeah.
Like, I'm a very simple girl. Just one handbag will do. One wallet will do. I don't need much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah, that's it.
What's your next big purchase? Do you have anything planned?
Ooh, I would love if I was to spend a big amount of money again, probably a nice like winter coat or pair of boots. Something that's going to last a long time. Yeah. I don't want anything short term.
Yeah.
Like just a nice big coat that's going to last me until I'm dead. And other than that, it'd just be things for my shows, but that doesn't count.
Yeah, because they're tax write-offs.
Exactly.
They're free.
Like I bought a pole last year just before tax time.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, it's free.
It's free. It's free. What the hell?
Yeah.
Okay, and to finish off,
Yeah.
if you could tell your young, fresh baby stripper self anything, a piece of advice, something to look out for, what would you say?
I would say you work so hard. I'm a very hard worker. You work so hard, and that's amazing. I stayed, now I look back, I'm like, I stayed in my lane really well. And I'm really glad about it. I would say this is actually going to lead you into something that you never expected, and just got to sit tight, and it's going to happen, and you're going to be so happy, because I wanted to move overseas. I was going
To
to go
where?
London,
Oh.
but I would have to start again, completely again. I didn't want to live in America, but I wanted to train there. I wanted to do a 3-month course in America. I'm so glad that I stuck with this job, because it has brought me a life that I love, a job that I love. I don't have to leave the country. I can still live in the best city ever. And I have made the most truest girlfriends I've ever had. And so I would say to my younger self, keep working hard and listen to everyone around you, and you'll fall into a career that you never expected.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Amazing. So wise.
So
You're
wise.
so sage.
I sage a lot.
Oh my God. Well, I feel like we know you a lot more. I feel like there's more to learn. Maybe we'll do a part 2 of getting to know Stella, because I only got through about half the questions, but we have been yapping.
We have been yapping. How long have we been yapping for? Let's check. It's just loading.
Incorrect password.
It was in capitals.
Oh.
My bad. Oh my God.
She doesn't even know her own password.
Oh, 53 minutes.
53 minutes. We've been absolutely on one. So we'll wrap that up for today.
Yep.
We'll get back to an interview with me next episode.
Yes.
That is very exciting. And
amazing. Thank you for listening to my story.
yeah, I mean, if anybody has any other things specifically they want to ask you, they can contact us on our socials.
Yes.
Our Instagram is at the Showgirl Society, YouTube,
The
at
Showgirl
Society.
Everything's the Showgirl Society.
TikTok-y, Showgirl Society.
Yeah.
So send us a message and we'll
get that answered for you.
ask us something crazy.
Yes. Ask us something crazy. Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
We'll see you next time.
Bye-bye.